Hello my scrappy friends, welcome back to Nat Scraps. I'm Natalie Koenig, a maker with close to my heart, and I've been working on the Crisp Air scrapbooking kit. This is the third layout I am going to create with the Crisp Air kit, and I'm just at the moment flicking through those things that I've got left from the first couple of layouts and just checking out my scraps. This is something I like to do at the start of a layout when I'm trying to bust a kit or use all the elements in a kit, and I just sort of flick through, see what I like and where I might be able to go. The last two layouts I've used this same set of photos, which is my kids playing after school with the autumn leaves, and I'm having a little look. This photo is one of my favorites from that collection, and I wanted to have it on a page on its own, so I am going to work with just that photo on this one. The other pages I've got multiple photos on, so that's a little bit of a difference. When I'm editing videos, I quite often watch back and I amuse myself, because when I start a layout, there is no planning. There is just where the wind takes me, really. And I sort of am always surprised by what I start doing and where I end up. And sometimes that can be somewhere crazy, and sometimes it could be somewhere just, considered normal. I'm starting off with some of those scallop elements and trying to work them into the design, and I'm not overly sure yet where it is heading. I like the photo on this yellow and make the big decision to cut it down to a 4x4. This is where I think the layout takes a mind of its own as I start to match the photo in this first couple of bits. So I'm going to go with that orange, and I believe I'm going to put that then on the green. But instead of cutting that green match, I'm doing a little bit of tearing. And as we go, I tear that down a little bit more. And I'm going to rough up those edges and make it look a little bit like it was meant to be nice and rough. Here I'm going, I've decided I want all 4 edges torn. And I'm trying to decide whether I want it on a slant or I want it straight up and down on that green, and I don't think I've actually come to a decision on that. I think I just moved on. Now I'm looking for another layer, so I'm looking for what I would like underneath the green. I've picked up the piece of pine cardstock and the yellow frame that's left over from the first couple of projects. And as I was looking for a mat, I've decided they're going to be what my base is. And then I brought in some of that, I believe that is toffee cardstock there, that I've just grabbed and torn up as well. I like the toffee cardstock, but I didn't like sort of like the white finish on it. So what I've done is I've put a couple of colours of shimmer brush down onto my mat, and I'm adding a little spray of water, and then I'm running the edges of that toffee cardstock through that shimmer brush. So it made that nice and distressed, and you can see there I'm picking up little blobs, and I've got the toffee showing through, but I've also got a little bit of orange, a little bit of dark brown, and that in there as well. I'm just drying that now and getting that ready to layer up with the other pieces. I really love the effect that I got there. It gives a nice distressed, little bit of mud, but not really mud kind of look to it. I'm making sure that little rip in the top is accented enough that I can see a little bit of the yellow from the back of the green. And I'm starting to think what my next layer will be. I'm bringing in lots of little bits there and just shuffling through the pieces I have, seeing what clicks, what I like the look of, what I don't like the look of. Now I take quite a few minutes here and just move things around. You'll see me bring a few pieces in and change the orientation of some papers and shuffle them all about a bit. And this is all just my process of how I bring bits and pieces in until I'm happy with my design. I'd love to hear about you guys and how you do your layouts. Do you design them right to the end before you start? Do you do what I do, shuffle paper around until something clicks? What's your design process? I would really like to know what other people do. I'm now looking at what other elements I can bring in. I've got that moments and a few of the die cut pieces from the sheet, and bringing those in. Love these is going up the top. And what else am I bringing? I think I'll bring a couple more things in here as well. No, I'm just going to move those around for a second. More shuffling of paper. They say that's the job of a politician, don't they? Shuffle paper. I'm trying to work out, I'm not quite sure about the moments and love these straight onto the green. I feel like it's not quite connected to the layout, that it's not, they're sort of separate elements and they're not connected to the photo. Here I've just backed one of the stickers with some backing from adhesive tape, and I'm just sitting that there until I am sure that that's where it's going to go. And I'm just laying that tag there gently for the moment. Oh, I've just moved all that around again. And what I'm going to do now is do a little bit of splattering, which you guys must nearly be sick of seeing me do. I do it on most layouts, bringing in those shimmer brushes, and I'm using the browns and oranges again. And this is the new stamp from the catalogue. I am not sure that I used that stamp set here. I am struggling to remember. This has been a week ago or so now since I've recorded this, so please forgive me. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did. I must be happy with those elements that I've just put on, as I am now taping them down. So generally what I'll do is I will work my way up until I'm fairly sure what elements I want where, and once I'm happy with those, I tape them down. So I'm sliding in the scallop, and there'll be another yellow and orange piece to come in at the top as well. Now again, I'm looking at that love these moments and feeling like it's just not connected, that they're not working with the actual photo cluster. So in a moment you're going to see me bring in a Cricut mat, and what I will do, that's my thinking fingers by the way. If you ever see my fingers doing that on a page, it's my thinking fingers. It means that I am trying to come up with a solution. The solution I found is that I'm going to cut a stencil on the Cricut, and I've clustered a few leaves from the Crisp Bear digital collection and arranged them sort of in a little bit of a border. Here you can see where I've brought that border in, and I'm first going in with a little doorbell and adding a white background. That will then shine through the other colours I'm going to add and make the leaves stand out. Now I did go in with a couple of different colours, and it did take a little while to do this, so I'm going to cut out a lot of the footage, as I'm sure you guys don't want to sit through the whole kit and caboodle of me doing this. You can see I've brought in the Sundance and a little bit of Mocha, and I am now going to go in with those colours. You can go in as many times with as many layers as you like with this. I recommend taking your time, building up the colours. If you go too heavy the first time, you can't take that colour away, but you can always go back and add more colour each time. This is the dark Mocha, and that's just going to be popped through the middle of the leaves rather than the outside. What I'm going for is a bit of a subtler look, something that's not wham bam in your face, but that is definitely in the background. Now that I've fixed that problem, I've caused another, because when I've put that love these moments over the top, it's kind of blending into the leaves. Here I'm just testing on the back of the word love that a bit of white stitching, and to see if that's going to help that stand out. And I'm having a little bit of a think and a close-up look there. It's not quite working. One of the things I did is I went in and I printed again from that digital kit the word moments to pop down the bottom. I have this on a piece of our new washi tape, which is brand new in our core catalogue, and I've added tape to the back of that so that when I place this down it will all be in the areas that I want it to be. I cut the word very, very fine too. There's some really, really fine areas. So you see there that I had to add the S to the end where it did break off. There was only a few fibres of paper left there. Now I'm going to do the love these and see what I can do up the top there to make them stand out. I do like how this ended up with the love and the moments. And I'm not fixing the top first. I'm actually adding some more gold. So where I did some splatters before, I hadn't used the gold. I am now coming back in and adding some quite large droplets of the gold shimmer brush. And you'll see there they really sparkle and shine, and it picks up the yellow that I have dotted around on the page as well. Bringing that one back out. So what am I going to do next, guys? Pop the tag back on. Looking at the love this, and I'm going to add that up the top. I will fix where that is not showing really beautifully just towards the end. So I'm using that new washi tape just as a holder, so I can pop little dots of the glue on, and then I can turn it over, press it down and have it popped into place without getting glue all over my fingers. So it's a nice easy way to add glue to a title. Adding a bit of foam tape to the picture and going to pop that on. Now I've got my embellishments on the left hand side that I've kind of figured out, but I'm now thinking that that brown is kind of a bit dull and boring, so I'm bringing in the shimmer brush and I'm going to add a little bit of the gold shimmer to them, make them stand out a little bit more, and then I'll add some droplets as well. Probably get a little bit more over my work, because whenever I do droplets and I don't use a splatter box, I tend to get them everywhere. So it's just a quick and easy way to add a little bit of dimension to your die cuts. Add in a few splatters on them that are a little bit different to what's around, and a little bit of shimmer. Left them just to the side to dry just for a moment while I add a few other little bits. This is a little bit of the sticker sheet left over from the other layouts, so I am popping that on the bottom of the tag. And I believe that I'm going to pop a little bit of twine. Yep, here we go. We're going to pop a little bit of gold twine there and have that come out of that tag. Decided it was way too long, so let's go again and do that a second time. And I'm going to glue that so that the tag ends look a little bit wispy, and that at the top. I'm using foam tape at the top of the tag, but I'm leaving the adhesive on the bottom of the tag so that it sort of looks like it's coming up and out from underneath the photo. I think I'm finally happy with that little cluster there, so I think I'll be removing the glue, the tape that's still sitting behind that flower. Here I'm adding just a fine line of glue around the outside edge to add that frame to the base page. I do like this is just a little leftover bit. I don't believe it's actually used in project 1 or 2 in the kit instructions, or any of the projects in the kit instructions. So I think it's a little bit of a leftover bit. So if you have done the kit via the instructions, don't throw that little bit of frame out because it's so handy. And just adding a few more die cuts and a couple of little bits and pieces. Now this little word from the sticker sheet says delight, and I think it went so well with these photos because there's nothing more delightful than the look on my daughter's face as she's about to throw a pile of leaves over my head. Cheeky little girl. This is sometimes a bit that's thrown away with the sticker sheet, so it's in between the two 12-inch sticker strips on the page, and I'm using it just as a little accent rather than cutting a little piece of paper underneath that word moments. And here's where I'm gluing just those little tails in a nice wisp, trying to get them to look like they're nice and naturally wispy on the page, which is not a very strong point of mine. If you've seen in one of my other videos, I had awful trouble getting a little bit of twine to act nice and natural. These pieces are the leftovers from that project that we started with in layout 1. So I'm just tucking them in. I am going to go in with a little bit of white gel pen and add a few little lines and bits to those in a moment. We are so close to finish, guys. So a little bit of gluing, a little bit of final touch-up bits and pieces here, and we will be done. What I did with those brown leaves is I glued the stems in, and I put a little bit of magic mount on the end leaves so that it looked like they were coming up and out again, mirroring what I did with the tag. And I think we've just got the title to deal with after we've glued these last couple of things on. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As I'm finishing up here, I would love to say hit the subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment below, all of those things that we normally say. I've noticed a lot of you have been subscribing, and to those that have joined our little family of scrappers here, I thank you so much. I love to hear everything that you're doing and share photos of what you're making with the crisp bear as well. You can always pop over to that Facebook page and leave comments and photos there. Thank you so much, guys. I will leave you now to watch a few close-ups and me just as I put a little bit of white gel pen around that title at the top. Have a lovely day, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.